Welcome back to another edition of Music Monday from the podcast Nurture the Mind. I am your host, Cole Poots, and we have yet again another music reaction. There's always a lot of firsts on this channel, and this is the first time that I have reviewed or reacted to this particular artist on the channel. It is the one and only the GOAT, Eminem. And it's crazy because I still have not listened to the entirety of his newest album, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace. I have heard some songs. I have heard Toby, although it's been a very long time, so I don't really remember what it sounds like. I think when I first listened to that song, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did listen to Houdini, but I can't really remember what that sounded like. And before I started recording this video, I did listen to the first three songs, Renaissance, Habits, and Trouble, and I liked all of them. They all sounded really good. Now, just as, I guess, a little bit of a precursor before we go into this is, obviously I grew up on Eminem. I listened to a lot of his music as I was coming up in middle school and high school. I can't say he's one of my favorite artists of all time, but I think, as I've always said with Drake, and I would have to say the same thing with Eminem, even if it's not your favorite artist, even if you're not a massive fan, you have to appreciate what these artists have done for music, for the industry, for rap, for hip-hop, for culture. Eminem has been doing this for a very long time, and he's been doing it at a high level for a very long time. Now, I would also say too, I've had criticisms of Eminem. I do think at points this man can get a little bit redundant. I think sometimes he talks about the same things over and over and over and over again. Sometimes it comes off as cringeworthy, as just, it feels like this old man that is just like perpetually always upset. I'm going to put those things to the wayside because, again, this man, generally speaking, has always produced high quality music. And you cannot deny that. He is one of the greatest of all time. I would also say another criticism, I don't know if Eminem has kind of moved past this phase in his life, but there was a time years ago when he put out that one video of him rapping, doing some type of freestyle, where he was dismantling Donald Trump, based on his views or his perception of Donald Trump. And that was another thing that I completely did not disagree with. Not really at that time, because I wasn't even really into politics, but after 2020, as I got more involved in politics, as I started to do my own research, as I started to really pay attention with the things that were going on in the world, and certainly COVID that year shifted my perspective on things. I didn't understand that. Now, we're in America and we can disagree with each other. You can have a different opinion of Donald Trump than I do. I just think that man has been unfairly prosecuted, persecuted, drugged through the media. I think he is the best option that we have right now for president, and I voted for him in 2020, and I'm going to vote again for him in 2024 because I truly believe that our country is on the line. But I don't know. You see these celebrities, so it was like Eminem, but plenty of celebrities that go after the man, and you just kind of have to think, because of the music industry that they're in, or if they're in Hollywood, it's like, were they paid to say that, or was that their true, authentic, genuine feelings? And I'm just, I'm sick and tired of that rhetoric. I think that part of that rhetoric, this anti-Trump, saying that he is comparable to the likes of Hitler, I think that rhetoric has been going on for a long time, and I think that's actually what in part contributed to the 2 assassination attempts that have happened on Donald Trump's life. So it's like, people can criticize and be brutal and say these things about Donald Trump all the time, but it's not accepted if you do that same sort of criticism or that same sort of energy and apply that to Kamala Harris or the Democrats, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. And so it's completely unfair. So I'm just laying that out. You know, there's been, obviously, he's put out great music that I have bumped, that I have listened to, that I've appreciated. But then there are some things about Eminem that I haven't really cared for. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to listen to Fuel because it has JID, JID on the track. And he is one of my more favorite artists of all time. And that's kind of like old generation Eminem blending it with a newer generation, an artist like JID. So I kind of just want to see, what does JID sound like on an Eminem track? Because they're both heavy spitters. So if anything, they could just complement each other.
Smoking trees, I'm riding around. Come to my side of town. Lately it's been going. All of my niggas gon' ride with it in the pocket to rock it like killing mom. Mama told me the power was in the tongue, but it probably ain't powerful as a gun. All of you little cowards get devoured. I'm giving out flowers to anyone. I ain't been out the house in a minute, cause I ain't with it if the money is miniature. I've been minding my business, I'm business minded. I've been spending some time with the minister, cause them niggas spinning shit and still sinning in the city of God and the sinister. Try to pray and repent in a synagogue or a mosque, a temple, a church. Them brown skin cinnamon niggas hurting and murders a common courtesy for certainly. RPB on the shirt, search it up, Merc Square, first.
Oh.
My nigga doing 4+8 without a court date. Talked the other day, he said he doing okay. He good, he gaining weight, they got a sharp shake. He made, he say they play, they gotta partake. Homie got a heart full of hate and a face full of war paint. Eyes all red, full of rage, and it's hard to escape from a dark place. East side niggas from the A, niggas all ages. Trying to sell a pound of the dog cage. All the OGs round town was all age. Danger, sex, and drugs, sex and all rated.
Danger, sex, and drugs should be
But
outrageous.
don't get this shit fucked up, my boy, you lucked up. Once nigga double it up, I dribble and pass it to the cup and triple double and get to the basket, get the cash and cuddle up, cover up, bundle up, batter up. Talk like a smack it, I can back it up. Shout out, wanna shack it up. I can put a puss on a platter, I can platypus, snap head, nigga, hair, nat it up. I said Barbara, nigga, tat it up. I won't argue, nigga, mad at fuck, cause they ain't compatible. I'm finna catapult, but niggas knows one. I'm not a few.
God, this goes hard, dude.
What the fuck y'all gonna do? Final. I'm not a few. For a couple decades, been letting this text ring. From that day that I met Dre, sleep alive on the catch trace. From the second you press play, I suggest they do not test like an essay. Cause like grandma homies out west state, we can just say I'm like an R-A-P-E-R. Got so many essays. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a beat, did he? Yep, R.I.P. rest in peace. Biggie and Pop, both of y'all should be living. Yep, but I ain't trying to beef with him, cause he might put a hit on me like DVD. Get it? That's the only way you're gonna be killing me. Ain't gonna be on no beat. Silly, I beat the beat, silly on the grind like teeth. Gritty, call me obesity. You think it's overweight? It's just me getting just me, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Used to be 8 tall, then I grew a little leaf steak till I became God like James Todd. Nigga, arms are too short to be K-Bro, and they small like DJ Paul. My new band's better than your truck by far. Suck my balls, you either smoke crack or you're playing stickball in the street, cause you must be on base if you thinking you would touch my car. But if the whole world was out to get you, it'll turn you to a pound of cake too. Down Rittenhouse, spitting rounds to take shoots like and that ain't no sound effect. Neither was that 6 hour, let's loose. I don't condone gun violence at schools, but I can't get these voices out my head. They're putting words in my mouth like alphabet soup. The most content on the continent, constant compliments give me confidence across the common sense and incompetence. I'm cognizant that conflict's a consequence of accomplishments accomplished through competition. Conquered and conquered into unconsciousness. No conscious or conscious, King Kong and just call me kamikaze. I'm concocted.
Jesus.
Nobody 16s are touching these, my fucking index fingers, fucking the Nina, touching the 9mm, touching the heat, got the toaster, like an English muffin. You know I've been toaster, like you dreamed of something, but it's in a holster. I proceed to bust it, choke around and get popped like a Lena Hutchins, like I'm Alec Baldwin. What I mean is fucking you down with a raw then, right between the fucking eyes, shoot them all in. If you think you're fucking with me, you're gonna suffer the fucking repercussions. The reaper's coming to heat, and I'm heat, the crony I keep replenishing fuel while the beat, I'm punishing you. I want, what the fuck y'all gonna do? Final, run out of fuel. Let's get the fuck out of here. This rap shit divided by penny line.
All right, dude. Holy moly. That's a lot to digest in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. I mean, great flows, which is obviously something that you can expect from Eminem and also JID. I mean, it's high velocity, high volume of raps right away. It's kind of hard to catch the content and the lyrics and what's being talked about. The little things that I did catch, and also probably my interpretation of what was being said, is it felt like JID was talking about people that he knows going to jail, having to do time. I'm sure that's not the only thing that he was talking about, but that was the biggest thing that I caught. And then with Eminem, I would say him asking people, well, what are you gonna do if I run out of fuel? If I run out of this energy? Because that's what he's always been known for. How would people take him if he didn't have this energy, if he didn't have this rage? I feel like that is in part maybe one of the bigger things that continues to motivate him to make music and to make great music like this. It's something that I can relate to. I don't know why, but me personally, now maybe you guys are a little bit different, but seriously, some of my favorite songs, it really doesn't matter what the genre is, some of my favorite songs is when an artist is just so angry, is so pent up, and then just releases all of that energy, shit-talking, calling out in a song. I don't know why. That always gets me attached. And I will give Eminem that. That is what he has. That is what he does so well. And I think to some degree, he has very much perfected that. He has turned it into an art. So maybe it's time to look up the lyrics. I mean, if we're talking about the instrumental, it sounded great. I mean, the song just flows from start to finish. You have the two verses from the two artists, but then even kind of like a subtle transition when it goes from JID to Eminem. Before Eminem gets into his rapping and his verse, it's a little bit more quiet of a bridge, of a chorus, and then he also ends the song that way. But a great beat, great production on the track. I think to just do service to this reaction, I'm going to go look up the lyrics because I feel like there was a lot that I didn't get because these guys are like AK-47s. Hey man, you need to move. You need to move. You're right in the way. Sorry guys, my cat likes to do this in reactions where he just walks in front of the camera. Genius. Lyrics. I don't know if this is going to help because, you know, Eminem is a guy that is so built on like wordplay and how he constructs his lyrics. So I feel like it could be even worse if I dissect the lyrics by reading them. I might even get more confused. Oh, dude. Move along. The 9th track on Eminem's 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady Coup de Grace, features East Atlanta rapper JID, who appeared in the music video for Eminem's Doomsday Part 2 earlier this year. The high-octane collaboration sees the two rappers asserting their dominance in the rap game and their refusal to be silenced. JID sets the tone for the song with an opening verse that establishes his street credibility through references to the struggles and violence prevalent in his hometown. I think that's what he was referring to. Violence and then people that he knows that have had to serve jail time. Eminem follows with a verse that taunts his critics and doubters, weaving in contemporary references such as the Kyle Rittenhouse case. See, I didn't even catch that. I didn't hear anything about Kyle Rittenhouse. And then Helena Hutchins' accidental death on the set by Alec Baldwin, and sexual assault allegations against Diddy. Oh wow, so he was talking about that before that even came out, because that's been more of a recent thing, as well as his alleged involvement in the death of Tupac. Okay, so where is the actual lyrics? Because that's just kind of setting the tone for that song. Okay, so in the intro, JID says, smoking trees, I'm riding around, come to my side of town. Lately it's been going down. In verse 1, JID, all of my N-word gonna ride with it. In the pocket, the rocket like Kellen Mond. Mama told me the power was in the tongue. but it probably ain't powerful as a gun. All of you little cowards get devoured. I'm giving out flowers to anyone. I ain't been out the house in a minute because I ain't with it if the money is miniature. I've been minding my business. I'm business minded. I've been spending some time with the minister. Cause them N-words spinning shit and still sinning in the city of God, and it's sinister. Try to pray and repent in a synagogue or a mosque, a temple, a church. Them brown skin sentiment, N-words hurting, and murder's a common courtesy for certainly. R.I.P. be on the shirt. Search, lurk, murk, squirt, dirt first. Yeah, man, this is a lot to take in, but definitely, I guess, just a background of JID's upbringing. You know, where he came from, all the violence that occurred. I don't know about his childhood. Maybe. Doesn't necessarily seem like he's talking about when he was a little kid, but definitely, yeah, a tone setter for the song. For him to be spitting that fast, to be talking about sensitive subjects like that, it really opens up the floor for Eminem to do the exact same thing, or to go even a little bit further down that route. So if we go to Eminem, in the chorus, if I run out of fuel, I won't. What the fuck y'all gonna do if I don't run out of fuel? That scares the fuck out of you. For a couple decades, been letting this TEC spray from that day that I met Dre, so you liable to catch strays. From the second you press play, I suggest they do not test like an essay cause, like where my homies out west stay. We can just say, I'm like the RAPER. Got so many essays. That's clever, because then essay would also imply sexual assault. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out the P, did he? Holy shit, dude. That just connected in my head. Wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? P Diddy. Oh my god, man. See, that's the thing about Eminem, those subtle little connections throughout the song. And when he's spitting like that, it's so easy to miss it. R.I.P., rest in peace, Biggie and Pac. Both of y'all should be living, but I ain't trying to beef with him because he might put a hit on me like Keith D. Get him. And that's the only way you're going to kill me. Ain't going to be on no beat, silly. I beat the beat, silly, on the grind, like teeth gritting. Call me obesity. You think it's overweight. It's just beginning. Diss me, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Used to be yay tall, then I grew a little each day till I became God, like James Todd. Now your arms are too short to BK brawl. Indeed, they small like DJ Paul. I don't know, man. This is so much to digest. All I know is that both of these guys are fucking spitters, and they did a phenomenal job on the song. It's going to take multiple listens to try and get more information like that. Again, I will say what I really appreciate about Eminem, but also JID on this track, is being unapologetic, you know, giving their take on a certain situation, not being afraid to approach sensitive subjects that might get people triggered or might be offensive to other people. This is one of the big problems in the world that we live in, but especially in America right now, is that whether it comes down to politics, like whatever the issue is, and I'm victim to this as well. I do this probably way more than I should, and I need to get over it. It's like this mental hurdle that is stuck in my head. But people in real life, we're just afraid to actually speak our opinion on a certain situation. We're always afraid of what other people are going to think about us, how they're going to interpret us. But it didn't used to be this way, especially in America, especially when it related to politics. It used to be that you could hold an opposing view to your neighbor, to the person that you're talking to, And you wouldn't have to break up that union. You wouldn't have to break up that friendship. You wouldn't have to break up the family dynamics. It has now become a thing that for some people, if you hold a separate view than that said person, then all of a sudden the relationship is disbanded and we can no longer talk, we can no longer be friends. It's absurd, it's asinine, it's stupid, it doesn't make any sense. We are different humans at our core. Obviously, we share a lot of similarities. We're the same in a lot of ways, but how could we possibly agree on everything under the sun? It's just not possible. We're individuals. We're gonna think differently on some things. But that's the power of debate. That's the power of having discussions. That's the power of giving your opinion. Just because you have an opinion doesn't mean that it's right, but we are all entitled to our opinions. But it's become such a toxic place to operate in, especially in this world, because now, like I said, people are willing to get rid of these relationships if, you know, you don't disagree with what that person said. And it's just a sad reality. You know, I can't say how we got here. I'm a little bit younger in comparison to the older generations, the fact that I'm only 27, but I know, because being a personal trainer and talking to a lot of clients that are older than me and just going through these things, is like, a lot of people will say that it never used to be this way. Like, I don't know where the shift was. I don't know where the transition was. I don't know how we got here, but, you know, we're not living in peace. We're not living in harmony. We live in a world where it feels like every fucking news story that's out there, everything that we talk about or what we're focused on, constantly putting us at odds with each other. And it's something that we need to work through. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a side rant, but I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that even if there are some things that I don't agree with what Eminem says, or how he goes about his business, or how he operates, or if I feel that way about JID, it's like I love the fact that they are willing to approach these subjects that may not be easy to talk about. Like, other people are not willing to talk about them because of that same reason. And I appreciate the fact that Eminem and JID, you know, get straight to the point, don't beat around the bush, cut through the bullshit, and hey, let's talk about this on a song. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought that was a great song. Literally, dude, every song that I've heard from this album so far has been really good. So I imagine that's going to be a continuing theme as we go through the album. But yeah, guys, that was the reaction. Probably missed a lot of things. How could you not, when there's two guys out here that are spitting like that? But to close out this reaction, to close out this review, there's 4 things that I always ask that you guys do. Number 1, please subscribe to the channel. Number 2, like the video. Number 3, comment in the comment section below. And then number 4, please share the video, you know, whether you do that on social media or you're having a conversation with somebody in real life. Just get this information out there if you thought it was valuable, if you thought it was entertaining, if you thought it was good. Last little thing, as a first form Legionnaire, I take a lot of their products, and I believe heavily in their products, in their company, in their brand, in their mission. And as a Legionnaire, I always talk about these products and put them in the comment section below for you guys to go to those links. If you guys are interested in taking any of their products, I would recommend doing your research first, just seeing, you know, what can a certain product do for me? What is it supposed to help out with? Because everybody's going to have different goals and different things that they want to work on when it comes to their health. So I'm not even necessarily going to recommend the things that I take, although, you know, they've worked for me. But if you guys are curious on that, I just always throw that out there as a side note, as an option. If you want to go check that out, I highly recommend that you buy some of their products, as it can really help out with your fitness and your health and wellness journey. But guys, that is the reaction. Once again, thanks for coming over and having a great time and hanging out and listening to good music. Not sure what I will review next week. I never really know when I go into a reaction, so you guys will just have to wait and see what comes next. Thank you guys so much for the support on this channel. I love you guys dearly. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye. See ya.